All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Healing the World Through Music. Thank you for joining us here on Zoom and on Facebook Live. I'm really excited to be here virtually with you all. This event is organized by World Service Authority based in Washington, D.C., and Square Metre for Peace, a grassroots movement based here in Treaty 1 territory where I'm from, Winnipeg, Manitoba. So our event organizers include myself, Joanne, as well as Tatiana Burkic. She's an entrepreneurship mentor whose passions lie in finding ways to profitably implement social innovation in business and is a strategist for Square Metre for Peace. We also have Kylie Lamb, a co-founder of Square Metre for Peace, who is also a crochet designer whose designs have been published in several issues of Interweave Crochet and The Crochetist, as well as self-publishing. And we have David Gallup. He's the president of World Service Authority, who I would like to invite to share a few words to start us off. David.
Thank you, Joanne. Yes, my name is David Gallup. I'm a human rights lawyer, and I'm president of World Service Authority, one of the two organizations that have collaborated today to share this musical event with you. Square Metre for Peace, as Joanne had mentioned, is a grassroots movement for sustainable social innovation. And World Service Authority is a human and environmental rights organization that promotes world citizenship. This event is also part of the Peace Days of Rotary in Winnipeg, Canada. Well, World Service Authority was founded on three principles: that there is one Earth, which is our only home, that there is one humanity to which we all belong, and there is one code of conduct which creates a just and peaceful world. Lately, the world has awakened to the reality that the crises we face affect everyone, everywhere. The pandemic of inequality and racism, the pandemic of climate destruction, the pandemic of the COVID virus can pull us apart, or they can bring us together. To deal with these multiple crises effectively, we need to work together with a united voice, with a holistic, a human voice. Music has the power to unite human beings. It is a universal language that opens our hearts to empathy and love and fills our minds with ideas for action and change. It can help us to celebrate our differences, and it can help us to achieve a higher awareness of each other and the earth. Through music, we can expose injustice, inequality, and xenophobia. Through music, we can share our stories of empowerment, inclusion, and world citizenship. Well, how is world citizenship linked to music? Music can help us to recognize our human oneness as well as our human diversity. It can inspire us to claim our world citizenship. How can we use music to help the world in a way that music has never been used before? This question is what excites me so much about today's event. Music can help heal the world. Music can help us to overcome inequality and injustice. It can unite us and bring harmony to the world. Before I introduce our host, Joanne, I want to mention that links to both of our organizations will be posted in the chat for Square Metre for Peace and World Service Authority. And now, I'm delighted to introduce to you our host, Joanne Panera. Joanne is a student and youth activist. She is involved in the labor movement, in sustainable development, and in creating innovative solutions to world problems. She is also a member of Square Metre for Peace. Well, thank you very much, and here's Joanne.
Thank you, David. It's been a pleasure working with World Service Authority on this event. And as David said, I, along with Kylie and Tatiana, and I see people in our audience here, welcome, are also part of Square Metre for Peace. So I'd like to welcome Tatiana to share a little bit about Square Metre for Peace on behalf of us. Tatiana?
Hello, and I would like to welcome everybody who has come to this lovely event in this beautiful sunny day here in Winnipeg. I would introduce Square Metre for Peace with just few words. It is a multi-generational, multidisciplinary, multi-ethnic, global grassroots movement of women who came together around an idea that this world that will emerge out of COVID crisis can be a better world than the world that has actually entered into it. To tie into David's words, we basically would all alike to have a world that would strive to achieve positive peace, which means the world that would allow every individual to rise to its full potential, regardless of the origin, regardless of the features acquired at birth. So we are united by the value system, and music is one of the ways that we can demonstrate in action how does this idea of the global camaraderie, idea share, lifting each other up, can actually bring us to a better world. We have assembled a group of very diverse artists, both in terms of their geographic origin as well as their artistic expression and the way that they are actually playing music. And through their performance and their voices, we would like to show how very different people can actually have the same sentiment, building the peace and building a better world. The first artist who I would like to introduce with a great pride is our Winnipeg own Sierra Noble. Sierra Noble is here with us, and her musical expression is absolutely unique. She is actually a winner of Indigenous Music Award for 2019. She's a Canadian singer and a songwriter, and her first album was instrumental. She played traditional fiddle and followed up with a vocal album in 2008. Sierra dedicates much of her time to various causes. From her involvement with the global fight to ban landmines, her work with welcoming war-affected refugee families to Canada, as well as programs for inner city youth in Winnipeg, all in an effort to make the world a better place. She has been presented with many humanitarian and volunteer awards for her substantial accomplishment, including the inaugural Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal. However, Sierra's greater satisfaction comes not from awards, but from seeing the changes in people's lives and the impact that the voices of youth can make in the world. It is no surprise that much of Sierra's inspiration come from the words of Gandhi: "You must be the change that you wish to see in the world." So Sierra, welcome to the event, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing your music.
Thank you, Tatiana. It is so nice to be here with all of you. You can hear me okay? Awesome. Yeah, this is such a wonderful event, and it's a huge honor to be here and be a part of it. A little nerve-wracking to kick it off with such an amazing lineup, but yeah, excited to be here nonetheless. I wanted to, there's so many ways in which I've seen music be a part of peace building and changing of minds throughout my life. But I think my main takeaway overall is that as artists, or I should speak for myself, as an artist with a platform on a stage, and kind of having the opportunity to have the attention of many people at one time, I've always really taken advantage of that, of kind of just drawing people in with music, and then using that opportunity of their attention to really open their eyes to what's going on in the world, things that they might be blind to or ignorant of, might not be aware of. And it's kind of an awesome power to have, and it's a big responsibility, I think. I've always taken it as a responsibility to use that platform in the best way possible and really take advantage of that. But I also think that, like, my favorite way that music has changed my life, and I've also been able to pass that on, is in culture. I grew up playing traditional Métis fiddle music from Canada, and it's very much not known outside of even just the prairie region of Canada. Métis music is very unique, and when I realized how rare it is, I just took it to the world. And sharing culture especially such unique aspects of one's culture is such an amazing way to connect with others. And I think it's a really inspiring for it inspires others to dig into their culture as well and find the uniqueness and appreciate it and be able to share it with others. And it's kind of a wonderful root of understanding. And I really believe that understanding is the key to peace. Yeah, so I would love to share some of my culture with you. This is, I'm going to play you some very old Métis fiddle tunes. I started learning this music when I was about 8 years old. My first fiddle teacher was Tommy Knott, who was 70 years old. And he taught me the same way that he learned when he was a kid. It was just by watching and listening and playing along. And I feel so lucky to be able to pass me now the next generation of kids who will keep this going, because this music is a dying art form. So I will share it with you and implore you to look more into it. It's pretty cool music and a very cool history. So. Yeah, kick this off with some celebratory music. Thank you so much. That is my heart and soul that I love sharing with the world. And that's kind of, yeah, that's my favorite way to first connect with people. And I think old music, traditional music has a way into our hearts that that just kind of opens us up. And I'd love to play one more. I know we have limited time, but I was, when you were talking about kind of the hope for a better future after post-COVID, I felt like I kind of needed to play this song, because this is that idea, and that hope is exactly where this song came from. My friend Amanda Riome and I wrote this a couple months ago, and we've actually recorded it as well, and we're gonna put it out soon. But perhaps I could create a secret link for all of you here today to hear it. But yeah, I would love to share this song with you. It's called "Death of the American Dream." And I want to be clear that this is not pointed at only America. It's pointed at a concept that has kept so many people kept so many people down, and one that we really need to tear apart and rebuild. We need to reimagine what the American dream as a concept means and how we can move forward.
Look where we are, got scars in the sky. We're working too hard, all while the temperatures rise. We're ignoring the world while the fires are roaring. Take a good look around, look what they've done, taking innocent lives with systematic guns. It's controlling the name of power and glory. It takes the death of a dream to wake up and see a world with a little more room to breathe. So let's gather and sing for the death of the American dream. Look where we are, got lines in the sand, building up empires on stolen land by exploiting hearts and bodies and stories. It takes the death of a dream to wake up and be in a world where there's room for you and for me. So let's gather and sing for the death of the American dream. La da 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 da, la da da. Look where we are, the waters are clean. We lead with our hearts, we don't take more than we need. We're restoring the world we can all feel joy in. It took the death of a dream to wake up and be in a world where there's room for you and for me. So let's gather and sing for a brand new American dream. Let's all gather and sing for a brand new American dream.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for having me here. Such an honor.
Thank you for those two pieces, Sierra. Before we move on to our next artist, I'd just like to ask you a quick question. How do you suggest that music can be used as a tool to address social challenges around the world? Obviously, you've had a lot of experience working with music and connecting it to causes, which is really inspiring. And yeah, I was just wondering how do you use your music as a tool to address social challenges? If you can unmute yourself, Sierra, you're just on mute.
Sorry. sorry. Yeah, like I was kind of starting to say, I think like music is the great connector. It's rare to come across a person who says they don't love music, and it's a way kind of directly into people's hearts. And when you can access people's hearts and open their hearts, it's a whole lot easier to affect change in their hearts. And I've found that for me, music gathers people, music disarms people, music engages people, it inspires people, and it's kind of like the greatest joy and honor of my life to be able to do that, to have this superpower of playing music and being able to access people's hearts and through that hopefully change their minds about some things and just inspire thought. And yeah, it's their greatest superpower. But it's a superpower which comes with responsibility, and I take that really seriously. But also, like, I think as I get older and am doing more teaching, and I'm watching the next generation grow up, and how incredible these kids are, and how inspired and inspiring they are, to be a part of helping them find their musical voice, and tapping into that superpower of their own, if that is their path, is so amazing. And yeah, I think, yeah, music is totally the great connector and great disarmament that we can use to change the world in any way that we want.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Sierra. I'd love to hear a round of applause, but I encourage everyone to use the reactions that Zoom has on the bottom of your screen. All right, thank you so much. So our next artist we have the pleasure of hearing from today is Courtney Dow, and I would like to call upon David to introduce Courtney. David?
Yes, thanks, Joanne. I am honored and delighted today to introduce to you our next artist, Courtney Dow. Courtney is incomparable in her passion, message, and sound. Courtney is a unique combination of human rights advocate, powerhouse vocalist, and world-class lyricist. Whether she is exposing the persecution of Falun Gong under the communist regime in China, or denouncing murderous police brutality in the United States, her love for life and dedication to her craft emanate from every note she sings. Courtney is also a poet, a mother, a paralegal, an actor, and an adventurer. If you want to know where her latest journeys have taken her, just listen.
Yes, welcome, Courtney. So we have a song that we'll play for you on YouTube. It's called White Moon. And then after the song plays, we'll have Courtney answer a question about the song. So, yeah, thank you.
Came a sound from the old oak tree. These words were deep on the land. They know not what they do to me. Dear God, come get your children. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, I'm standing in the blue. They shot him down in the old roadway. No one would mind the sirens. They know not what they do to me. Dear God, come get your children. They know not what they do to me. Dear God, come get your children.
All right, I'd like to welcome Courtney to maybe tell us a bit about White Moon and maybe what inspired you to write this song.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And thanks to World Service Authority, Square Metre for Peace. It's really an honor to be here.
Your audio on your end, Courtney, isn't working.
Oh.
You're muted?
Is that any better?
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, very good. So I just wanted to first thank you, Joanne. Thank you to the World Service Authority, to Square Metre for Peace, to everyone who helped to put this event together. If I'm missing anyone, I apologize. Now, White Moon was inspired right after my first visit to the Emmett Till section of the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. And for anyone who's never been to that museum or never been to that section of the museum, I would encourage you to go if you ever have the opportunity. It's very powerful. So this song really just came through in one sitting, not very long after having experienced that environment. And, you know, it's about lynching. And it's about lynching, not just in the way that people generally think of it, you know, with a rope, or, you know, but there's so many different forms of lynching. And also in the present day, extrajudicial murders that are happening in the United States and around the world at the hands of police and vigilantes. These are lynchings. And I believe that we need to really call them what they are in order to be able to address them in the way they need to be addressed. So I'm just grateful that I was allowed to be kind of a vessel for this song, because it's something that even though it's painful to remember, it's something that I cannot afford to personally forget. And I don't think that, you know, as one humanity, that we can afford to forget, you know, the work we have to do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If I can ask you another question really quickly, how do you suggest that music, and I know that you've definitely used music as a tool to bring awareness to issues around the world, but how do you use it as a tool to address and engage people to become more aware of social issues around the world?
Well, I guess my hope is that music will help stimulate self-awareness within people. It certainly does that for me, and that through a deepening level of self-awareness, people would then be able to extend that awareness to their larger environment, right? Through self-compassion, be able to have more compassion for larger environment, so on and so forth. So that's really my hope as far as that goes.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. At the end of our set, I would also like to invite you to share a live song. Yeah, so thank you for that. The next person I would like to invite, yes, give her a round of applause for sure. Next person I'd like to invite is Kylie. She's a member from Square Metre for Peace, to speak a few words about her role in the group and to introduce our next artist. Kylie?
Thank you, Joanne. My involvement in Square Metre for Peace grew out of my passion for connections. It's fascinating to me to see how seemingly unrelated things can come together to solve issues. It's one of the things we do at Square Metre for Peace. On the surface, you might think crochet is just a hobby, but it actually was used to solve a mathematical problem that stumped mathematicians for hundreds of years. This humble art was used to create a durable and tangible 3D model of hyperbolic plane. Crochet has also been used in environmental activism. The Coral Reef Project fused mathematics and marine biology with hyperbolic crochet to represent the coral reefs, drawing attention to their plight. And in the area of robotics and biomechanics, researchers are now using crochet to make tendons in robotic hands. So I believe that we need to have a mindset that's open to seeing these unusual connections. And by making these connections, we can work towards solving many of the problems that are facing us today. And our next guest is someone who has such a mindset. Through her music, she has created bridges between the metaphysical, yoga, sustainability, just to name a few. So get ready for the conscious turn up with pop hip hop crossover singer-songwriter Juno Brown. Have you heard this soul healer? She goes from reverent ceremony leader to trap queen in less than 30 seconds flat. Think hippie in the hood with her spectacular voice, metaphysical prowess, and overall good vibes. You will enjoy the non-stop devotional dance party she leads. You don't want to miss it.
Yes, welcome Juno. We're going to play one of the songs she wanted to present to you all today. It's called Eco Baller, and I'll let that play right now.
Shout out to all my eco ballers out there. That's celebrating sexiness of sustainability.
Not loaded.
Shot caller, what they call that? I'm an eco baller. What she looking at? When she go to the mall? I'm an eco baller. Windmill, solar panel, sustainability. She gone yoga, increase my agility. We don't test on animals, we animal friendly. Namaste, bitches must be the god of me. Start my day off with some Dr. Bronner soap. And maybe morning kid time, wouldn't that be dope? Om Shanti, give me kombucha. And a yoni steam, me no do no future. I'm a black activist with true roots. Down with Antifa and the Black Power move. A feminista, intersectionality, the queer mafia, so much personality. Pass me the sage, it's time to turn the page. Blasting right off into this blissful golden age. Law of attraction, it's my reality. Big up to the light workers fighting principality. I'm a shot caller, what they call that? I'm a eco baller. What she looking at when she go to the mall? I'm a eco baller. Put your hands up if you compost your food. Put your hands up if you wanna get off crude oil. Put your hands up if you live a conscious life. Put your hands up if you eat brown rice. Put your hands up if your ass is gluten free. Put your hands up if you're bound to get free. Put your hands up if you're radical with no remorse. Put your hands up if you know they gonna hear your voice. Put your hands up if you're down with cryptocurrency. Put your hands up if you can feel the urgency. Put your hands up if you wanna drive a Tesla. Put your hands up cause you know they can't mess with us. I'm a shot caller, what they call that? I'm an eco baller. What she looking at when she go to the mall? I'm an eco baller.
Amazing. What a fun song, Juno. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess my question for you, we have some echoing, that's okay. My question for you is, great song, first of all, but what inspires you to use music as a tool for activism, healing, and empowerment?
Well, thank you everyone for being here today. And I'd like to answer my question with a quote by Noam Chomsky. And there is a social responsibility to take care of vulnerable people. It seems that a sensible social responsibility is obligatory education, but also decent education. And that is not happening. That is a quote by Noam Chomsky. I feel compelled to utilize popular music to share this message because we have a wave of very popular and powerful female singers, songwriters, hip hop and rap artists that are doing a lot to share their experience, which isn't always uplifting. And there are a lot of youth, particularly Black and brown youth, that are getting left behind in a cloud of negativity and disillusionment and illusion, thinking that they don't need an education or that somehow this planet is going to magically keep going without being focused on preservation. So I felt called to change my personal style because I used to be, and still am, an acoustic singer-songwriter playing guitar and doing protest music. But I chose to utilize my skills as a songwriter to tap into this wave of popular rap, hip hop, and trap music to include Black, brown, indigenous, particularly urban youth in the green movement because there's an exclusion of Black, brown, indigenous, and urban people from permaculture and the new green movement. So I find that my platform as a singer-songwriter enables people to hear the message in a fun, uplifting, and enlightening way, and includes them in the progress instead of excluding them.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Juno, again, and a round of applause for sure.
Thank you guys so much for sharing Eco Baller. It really is about helping people to spend their money in ways that are helpful and non-harmful to the planet. It's my contribution to what divestment can look like and showing people that, you know, small choices have a big impact. And we really need to see how important it is to include people that we don't see as activists in these steps toward change. Because if you look at people that are uneducated or not focused on things that we're focused on, we're missing a huge demographic, and we need every single person on board to make the change that we need to happen and see in the world.
Yes, very absolutely well said. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for what you're doing, and thank you to all the artists that are here today and to all the organizers.
All right, well, that was Juno Brown, everyone. Thank you so much again. And yeah, so moving on with the performances, the next three artists actually, you won't be hearing them live, but they have pre-recorded messages and songs for us to enjoy. So I would like to introduce our next artist, which is Days Official. So Days Official is a 4-siblings band based in Ontario, Canada, and they've been singing and performing professionally since they were children. They've written and composed songs for several humanitarian causes, including the United Nations Music Against Child Labor campaign with the International Labor Organization. Days Official has also been featured on various media outlets, including the CBC, Global News, and the Huffington Post, just to name a few. And these young humanitarian artists have also started their own nonprofit organization. Check them out at Global Youth Impact. And they're really passionate about singing and the world around them, which is reflected in their performances. So they've pre-recorded a little statement before presenting a song called Champions, and I'd like to play that for you right now.
Hey, yeah. members? Yes, so we're actually a 4-sibling band right now. Hi everyone! We are Days Official. Well, 2 members. Yes, so we're actually a 4-sibling band. Right now we are currently scattered all across the country because of the pandemic and because of school, so we're together here. We're both in law school and we are excited to film this video for you, and we're sending love from our siblings and they really wish they could have been a part of this as well.
And we wish we could be there live at this event. Unfortunately, we do have class, but we're sending just as much love through this video.
Yeah, so we are a 4-sibling band. We're called Days Official, and a lot of our music, there's a general theme around it, so we write and perform our own songs, and oftentimes it's about things like unity, togetherness, celebration, whether that's like celebrating diversity and unique individuality and things like that, and we love creating spaces where we can have that message shared through song and through music.
Yeah, so what we do is we love to use music as a form of activism and advocacy. So we use our music in terms of like writing our own songs as that platform. We do actually have a song out currently. You can go check it out. We'll include the links as well and where you can find us, but there's one song that's called Raise Our Voices, and we wrote it for a United Nations campaign against child labor. And so that song is super important to us because we really do seize those opportunities where we can use music in a meaningful way, and that's where we find our biggest inspirations as well.
Definitely. So alongside our music, we also co-founded the nonprofit organization. It's called Global Youth Impact, and essentially it's a platform for young people to be leaders and change makers either within their communities or around the world. And so we're always just very excited to be folding in different spheres that aren't necessarily always shared, and so that's again just through music and sound. And so we are currently, we have some upcoming projects and some songs coming out, and there's this one that's really meaningful to us and super powerful, just with everything that's been going on in the world right now, and we thought that we wanted to be able to take all these emotions, take these staple moments in history and just pour it into a song that we can share to celebrate that. And it's about generations coming together and movements and the ways that individual people are making change within their communities, but then also just large scale. And that song is about celebrating all of that and being an inspiration and really being an anthem for that right now.
Yeah.
And so that song's going to be coming out very soon. We're really excited to share it. You can get updates on it from us. So you can find us anywhere on every streaming platform. So that's
Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, Apple Play, but also
Google Play.
But also we're on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, so that's where we keep all our updates. So you can definitely stay tuned and check us out there. They're all at Days Official, DEYS Official.
Yeah, so connect with us on any of those, especially the social media platforms. We love talking to everyone on our Instagram, so you can check us out there, and then all the songs are going to be shared out on those streaming platforms, and we'll also be tweeting about it and sharing on our Facebook and their Instagram and things like that.
Yeah. So we did just want to say thank you for having us, and I really love this message. We collectively love the message of using music in a meaningful way and really healing the world, because I think music resonates with people unlike anything else, right? Even in terms of your heartbeat, that's a beat right there. And so I think everyone is connected in some way, and we love to have our music shared with you as well. And
connecting you through sound. So shout out to the organizers for putting this together, and we hope you enjoy our song that you will be hearing right after this. The song that you will be hearing is called Champions, which we had initially written for the Pan Am Games, and it's because it's about celebrating togetherness and unity and the ways that we connect with one another as either a team or also at our individual levels, and celebrating just everyday people,
right?
Celebrating everyday people and how everyone is a champion in their own way, and that's worth celebrating. And so that's a song that you will be hearing, and we hope you enjoy.
And here it is.
Hey, yeah, 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 yo, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, yeah, 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 yo, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now is the time, it's about to begin. Take a leap forward like champions. Set your sights on what's big and believe. It's time to shine, chase your dreams. Hey, yeah, yeah. it, we made it, we're in this together. Through the big world, we got each other. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, oh, whoa, 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 oh. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, oh, whoa, 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 oh. Just the beginning and we're already winning. Top of the world, throw your hands out. Taste the drink of glory from the champions come. Wave your flags and unite. When the torch burns bright. Feel the vibe, we're unstoppable. You are home, nothing's impossible. We're champions together, all ability is inspired. It's now or never, give it everything you got. Woo! Hey, yeah, 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 hey, oh, whoa, 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 oh. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, oh, whoa, 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 oh. Just the beginning and we're already winning. Top of the world, throw your hands out. Taste the drink of glory from the champions come. Wave your flags and unite. Your inner torch burns bright. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, oh, whoa, 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 oh. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, oh, whoa, 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 oh. The whole world is in our hands. Here we are at Pan Am.
Amazing. So that was Days Official, all the way from Ontario. And I know they really wanted to be here to present their song, but I know they are really thankful that they were able to be a part of this. And I'm happy they were able to share a few songs with us today. So our next artist I want to present is another band. They are called the Tadros Brothers. They're also from Canada in Montreal, Quebec. They're a musical duo consisting of singer-songwriters who happen to also be identical twin brothers, Daniel Tadros and Eric Tadros. So before sharing a song for you all today, Daniel had a few words to say, which we'll also play for you right now.
I'm so proud to talk to you about this topic today and have this conversation with you. Hi, I'm Eric Tadros, musician, composer, and activist for Digital World Citizen with my twin brother, Daniel. As early as in the wound of my mother's belly, we've been in sync and beating together. So much that at the ultrasound, they only detected one heartbeat at birth, so she thought she was having one child. Since then, Daniel and myself have written over 400 songs and 10 albums and continue to believe in the power of music. I think that music is such an important piece of our society, even more influential than politics and governments. If music sound waves were to oscillate faster, we would be able to see music. When looking at the electromagnetic wave spectrum, we see that music vibrates slower than light. It's so important to us in our society because above languages, the sound and vibration connects with people regardless the nationality or culture. Because the ability of music to engage with people, it can help evoke memories, reduce agitation, assist in communication, and improve physical coordination. Music heals the world because it unites people around a common idea and vibration. Music is incredible. Music helps society vibrate higher, and even more today, music is needed. Here's a song we wrote, World Citizen.
chase us from our homes. We can bury friends and family, nothing will ever stop us from living free. We don't wanna be afraid no more, just wanna ride our bicycles to the corner store. We wanna buy our bread in peace, laugh with friends and stop in the middle of the street. We've got a message, we've got a message, we've got that something to say that'll stop the wars today. I never thought that man would get this greedy, never thought that man would ever get this evil, never thought that we would get this far, destroying everything under the stars. I always knew music could make a change, touching people's hearts through the ages. Help us get this message through. Let's do everything that we can do. We've got a message, we've got a message, we've got that something to say that'll stop the wars today. Say we've got a message to carry to the world. We've got to light up our lighters and take this message much, much higher. Sticks and stones may break our bones, gunfire will chase us from our homes. We can bury friends and family, nothing will ever stop us from living free. We've got a message, we've got a message, we've got that something to say that'll stop the wars today. Say we've got a message to carry to the world. We've got to light up our lighters and take this message much, much higher. We've got to light up our lighters and take this message much, much higher.
And that was the Tajik brothers, Daniel and Eric. So our last artist before we open up the floor to audience questions comes all the way from Germany. Dominik Haas, also known as Jacoustics. He's an acoustic reggae musician who aims to spread positive vibes through his music all around the world. And he has sent us a message to play today, and we'll play one of his originals from YouTube called World Citizen.
This is Dominik Haas, all the way from Germany. I'm a reggae musician, and I was asked by David to make a statement on the topic you guys are discussing today. I believe that music is like a mouthpiece for underprivileged people, for people who suffer from injustice, inequality, and xenophobia. And at the same time, music is like a newspaper. It can create awareness, it can create consciousness. It's an amazing platform to reach out to people and unify people. So I think it's also a big responsibility of the musicians today to take this responsibility and to create awareness, to talk about important matters that concern the whole society. So it's kind of a give and take thing. But at the end of the day, I think what we really need is a lot of civil courage, because that's what it's all about in the fight against injustice, inequality, and xenophobia.
That was Dominic Haas. Thank you. So now that we have heard from all of the artists today, I would love to invite the audience to ask some questions. Now you can message to everyone in the chat using the chat function, or can personally message me. I'm Joanne Panera. You can just choose who to send your message to if you're willing to. And yeah, so I invite, or if you're willing, I invite you to unmute your mic so we can hear from you. Seeing some questions here. I think we'll start off with a question for Courtney. Courtney, are you around?
I'm here. Hi.
Awesome, you're there. Hello. Question for you from the audience is, how do you see the world emerging after COVID-19?
Let's see. I see the world emerging as a place that is less fraught with illusion, just because so many people all around the world simultaneously, you know, we've had to go much deeper within ourselves than many of us have ever gone before in this time. I think we've also had more of a sense of oneness, even though it's, you know, being united within crisis. There's still, I think, an element of global village experience there that a lot of folks haven't had a reference point for before this time. I don't think I've ever had as much of a an immediate reference point, you know, for how profoundly connected we are as a planet. So that's my biggest hope, really, is that we all kind of recognize more the reality of how connected we are, and be less kind of engaged with a lot of those surface things that can kind of easily keep us apart.
Absolutely, very well said. And I believe you have a little bit of a song to sing for us today live.
I do, yes. Thank you, Joanne. I have a song called Shake the Core, and it speaks a little bit to what I was just talking about. The chorus is, our love is our shield, so let's hold it up until they feel it shake the core of this cold world. And I wrote this song, I was just really feeling kind of scared about the level of hatred in the world, and the, you know, hatred directed at people who look like me, and just people for so many different reasons that are recipients of such strong you know, vitriol. And I just wanted to write something to kind of soothe myself, and also you know, hopefully other folks as well. So yeah, this song is called Shake the Core. Here, 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 here they come now. Peddling their ruthlessness and peddling their fears. There, darling, sing you this song in the eye of the storm. Our love is our shield, so let
let's hold it up till they feel it. Shake the core of this cold world. Our love is our shield. So let's hold it up till they feel it. Shake the core of this cold world. Where can strength be found? When this machine is grinding us in its gears, there, darling, we'll send out this call till the plantations fall. Our love is our shield. So let's hold it up till they feel it. Shake the core of this cold world. Our love is our shield. So let's hold it up till they feel it. Shake the core of this cold world. There now. There now. Our love is our shield. So let's hold it up till they feel it. Shake the core of this cold world. Our love is our shield. So let's hold it up till they feel it. Shake the core of this world. We got to hold it up until they feel it. Hold it up until they got to feel it. Got to hold it up until they feel it. Hold it up. You know they're gonna feel it. Got to hold it up until they feel it. Hold it up until they got to feel it. Got to hold it up until they feel it. Hold it up until they got to feel it. Got to. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
That was really incredible, Courtney. Thank you so much. I wish I could hear you live to really get the full experience of your talent, but I could feel it definitely through virtually as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope to meet you one day in person. Thank you for all your work. Thank you, everybody.
Amazing. So I'm just looking through some questions in the chat here. One goes to Sierra. Where can they find your music?
Oh, my music is available on all streaming platforms, and there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube. I have some new music coming out fairly soon, sometime this fall, so keep an eye out. And all the social media and stuff. You can find stuff there as well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, and we'll make sure to have all of the links to websites and social medias for all the artists near the end, so you can copy and paste that to your browsers. And question comes from Arthur. Do you want me to ask, or I can call on you to ask the question? You're just muted. Just unmute.
Let me just unmute. All right. Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Well, thank you. I thought this was incredible. You were beautiful musicians. I'm so glad David and the people in Toronto put this together. I mean, in Canada put it together so we can connect with you. I'm the director of the movie, The World Is My Country. And I'm very pleased, especially with what Vincent said. He talked about the power of music to rise above the political systems. And right now we see the nation state system self-destructing, rapidly racing toward ecocide and nucleocide, the blowing ourselves off the face of the planet. At the same time, we see those old structures crumbling. Is there a way you see the power of music and the people to be emerging out of that to create the regenerative, peaceful, and beautiful future in coherence with each other and the earth that is our birthright?
And who is your question targeted toward to?
Yeah, could you hear my question fine, or was it a problem hearing it?
No, we heard it. How do you see the power of music and the people to lift us up into a better world, the regenerative, peaceful, and abundant earth that is our birthright? Did you have an artist in particular you wanted to ask that to?
Well, Vincent to begin with, but any of the artists who have some ideas on that.
Oh, Vince was our tech person today. It wasn't one of the artists, but just the person sharing this.
Oh, well, Vincent Soldevilla?
Yeah, he wasn't an artist on our set. Maybe you're confusing it for one of the other artists, but we have three.
Oh, okay. The one who said, oh, maybe it said that on his screen. The one who said that his brother, his twin brother, was in harmony and beat with him from before they were born. They were one heartbeat, and now they're making music together. I must have got his name wrong. I wrote it off the screen. What's his name?
That was Eric and Daniel Tadros. They're not here live.
Eric and Daniel. Okay. I saw it wrong on the screen. Okay, Eric and Daniel. Yes. I'm sorry about misdirecting that. Sometimes it's a little hard on Zoom to see who's who.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Maybe would Juno, Courtney, or Sierra want to answer that question or give some thoughts?
I'd be willing to chime in. I just wanted to thank you for using the word birthright, because I think that is such a powerful concept and something that I didn't really grasp until I was well into my adulthood, that I had any type of birthright, you know, to exist on the planet Earth. You know, I just remember feeling pushed around by, you know, government interests and economic interests, and feeling like I was always on someone else's turf. And it wasn't until, I was born in 1976, and it wasn't until I think 2011 that I clearly understood that I had the right to be standing on the ground underneath my feet, like the right. You know, it was a really powerful moment. So first, just thank you for that. And so for me, music is my hope is that it will help stimulate a sense of self-worth in people. You know, when they're receiving the gift of art. As an artist, I feel like it's a gift to be allowed to make it. And I hope that when people kind of tap into that value that they have as individuals, it helps them to receive the gifts of the universe more fully. And just being present on the earth to me is one of the most profound gifts that we all share. So I hope that's not kind of too abstract, but I guess when I think of it as tying into self-worth, I think the more that we value ourselves, the more that we can value each other, the more that we can value the earth, and the more that we can tap into all of the different aspects of the birthright that we share as human beings.
Yes,
Thank you, Courtney. That was beautiful.
Question, thank you.
Oh, and by the way, if any of you have not seen our film, I'm listening on my phone, so you see my image there. It says, watch now, onefilms.com. And that's what's going into my earphone. If you actually go to onefilms.com, you can watch our movie, The World is My Country, as well as that little short intro. So if any of you, I know many of you have seen it, but if not, see it. And musicians who want to be a part of our next creation, please stay in touch with us. My email's right here, arthurcanagus@gmail.com. And we'd love to continue this first step. And we're so glad David's doing this.
Thank you so much, Arthur. Yes, and David just put a link to your website in the chat, so everyone go check that out. Okay, so I think we have time for one more question. If anyone wants to put it in the chat, or I invite you to unmute yourself and speak.
I don't have a question, but I just want a comment of how I feel after listening to all of you. It's just shows the power of music, power of us coming together, and this was incredible. And I just kudos to everyone here. Your comments and your music are so powerful. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Melanie, for that message. All right, any last comments or thoughts, reflections, ideas from the audience before we wrap up?
Joanne, I wanted to see if Sierra and Courtney wanted to share, perhaps their links really quickly with the audience. I do know that Juno, who had to go, I think, to work, she said that she wanted to thank everybody and all the organizers and the participants. And she said you can download Eco Baller on iTunes and Spotify. And she has a new album called Awakening that will be out this coming spring. So spring of 2021. So anyway, that's exciting. So I don't know, Courtney and Sierra, did you want to maybe give a link to where people can find you?
I'm happy to, thanks. My website, you can just go to CourtneyDowMusic.com, and that will lead you to a lot of different places online. You can find me in YouTube and social media, things like that. But CourtneyDowMusic.com is a great place to start. Thank you. Thanks, Dave.
Just added mine there as well, SierraNobleMusic.com. Thanks, David.
And I'm just going to get up all the links for all the other artists who weren't able to be here. There it is. Thank you, Vince, for posting that. So you'll see all of the artists that you heard from today, as well as Square Metre for Peace and World Service Authority at the bottom. All right. I think this is a safe place to sort of wrap up. For some closing remarks, I would like to give and extend a huge thank you to the artists who were able to join us here live, Courtney, Juno, and Sierra. It was such a treat to hear your music, and thank you for proving how captivating music can be and how music is really a universal language, especially in times of social, political, and environmental hardships. This event just really captured the idea that music can be a tool to encourage unity, to encourage peace, justice, love, and empowerment, and that despite our differences, we can always come together to share and enjoy music, even virtually. Yeah, in such an interconnected world, I think that it's important that we participate in things that bind us as a human race rather than separate us. So really, thank you so much. And as I put in there, all of the links are up there, so please go check that out, copy and paste that onto your notes or onto your phone so you can save that for later. For the guests, thank you so much wherever you joined us in the world today, whether it's morning or night for you. I would like to thank you for joining us on Facebook livestream and on Zoom today. Yeah, so Audrey was asking just really quickly, this will be a recorded piece that we'll be posting on the World Service Authority website and the Square Metre for Peace website, and so on social media as well. So keep your eye out for that. And before we close, I'd like to ask the organizers, David, Kylie, Tatiana, any last words before we close off?
I would just say, Joanne, thank you for hosting this wonderful event. You said it all. There's nothing more that I could say about music healing the world and being a powerful engagement to bring us together as one human family. Thank you. And thanks everyone for your participation as a musician or as an audience member and as the organizers. And once again, thanks to Square Metre for Peace, Tatiana, Kylie, and Joanne for all your hard work in getting this up and running today. And we do hope to actually to have some more of these Healing the World Through Music events over the next several months with other artists involved.
Thank you, David. Tatiana, Kylie, did you have anything last to say? No? All right. Well, thank you again to everyone who showed up here virtually and on Facebook. I can't tell how many of you are on Facebook, and I would love to interact with you, so you can connect with me as well. On Facebook, I'm Joanne Panera. Thank you again to all the artists, Courtney, Sierra, Juno, and of course the people who weren't able to be here, Days Official, the Tadros Brothers, and Dominic Haas. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope to see you at our next event with Peace Days, or also with Square Metre for Peace. We have some events definitely on the back runner. So check us out on our websites, and I'd like to wish you all a fantastic day. I hope you're all safe and healthy. Bye.
Buddy, thank you.
Bye.